what's up?
Baby, let's go.
Welcome to our website. We got loads of news and gossip for you today. But first, here's a new song.
Yo, this is Shelly Michelle and the fire again. Yo, this is Shelly Michelle and the fire again. We got to nice up the world.
Read more a la musica. Baila el ritmo. Do you feel the rhythm just taking over? Do you know music ignites a happy feeling? Do you want to mueve tu cuerpo? Come, let's go. Move your body to the beat of the rhythm. Move your body, just move your body. Ritmo a la musica. Move your body, just move your body. Baila, baila el ritmo. Come on, everybody, we're feeling fine. Come on, everybody, let's move in time. Groove to the rhythm with the heavy. Groove to the rhythm, let's move your feet.
Come again. Venga todo el mundo que esto es pa' gozar. Con Dulce y Shelly vamos a bailar. Un paso para adelante y otro para atrás. Con la kimbala, esto va a explotar. Venga todo el mundo que esto es pa' gozar. Con Dulce y Shelly vamos a bailar. Un paso para adelante y otro para atrás. Con la kimbala, que la king, mamá.
Do you feel,
Buena señorita.
feel the rhythm on your feet now? Do you know music unites the world together? Do you want to mueve tu cuerpo? Come, let's go. Move your body to the beat of the rhythm.
Ven señorita, ven mamacita.
Ritmo a la musica.
Ven mamacita, ven mamacita.
Baila, baila el ritmo. Fire. Let's move your body, move it.
Los cueros, ahí me condenan.
Fire. Move your body, groove it.
Bendón,
Move your body, move
ven
it.
señorita, ven mamacita.
Fire. Shake your hips to the music.
Bendón,
Jamming together. Feeling the fever. Hips just a moving. One love forever. Baila el rhythm. Jamming together. One love together. Jamming together. Come on, everybody, we're feeling fine. Come on, everybody, let's move in time. Groove to the rhythm with the heavy. Groove to the rhythm, let's move your feet.
Actívate mamita que la vaina sienta buena. 1, 2, 3, suelta la cadera en Panamá, Trinidad y hasta Venezuela. Cuando te ven bailando y sálvese quien pueda, señorita. La pista está candela. Los cueros, ahí me condenan. Ven señorita, ven mamacita. Bendón. Venga todo el mundo que esté pa' gozar. Con Dulce y Shelly vamos a bailar. Un paso para adelante y otro para atrás. Con la kimbala, esto va a explotar.
Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. All fire. Let's move your body, move it.
Los cueros, ahí me condenan.
Fire. Move your body, groove it.
Bendón.
Move your body, move
Ven
it.
señorita, ven mamacita.
Fire. Shake your hips to the music. Jamming together. Feeling the fever. Hips just a moving. One love forever. Baila el rhythm. Jamming together. One love together. Jamming together. Baila el
Yo, this
rhythm.
is Shelly Michelle and Dulce again. And Dulce again.
Sweet shirts.
There you go.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome. It's a beautiful Tuesday. You know, it's getting warmer.
Yes, it is.
So this
I
is the
actually turned
worst
the air
time
on
of year.
today.
That's right. Because you go to sleep thinking it's cold, right? Because you got the cold in the bones. And you get too many clothes or too much stuff on you. Then you wake up at 3 in the morning sweating and you can't breathe because it's too hot.
Welcome to my world. Happy 54 to you, too.
I wish, and I wish. But welcome. Listen, do me a favor, caring and sharing to share the show out. It seems like Facebook has locked down numbers again for whatever reason. I don't know. Are they in Congress or something with them?
Probably.
Screaming at them?
But you know what we enjoy about winter is your wardrobe attire. We're
Yeah,
never
here
quite
it
sure
begins.
whether it's the cafe.
It was cold. It don't matter, okay? I'm going to go get me a jersey or something because it's cold.
The
You think I
funny thing
really
is-
care?
The funny thing is you and I both leave our respective houses at the same time of day daily, and we sit next to each other. Clearly, we are not in the same temperature.
No, absolutely.
zone,
There's
is all I
something
can
wrong
tell
with you.
Right?
Because you look like you're
Like it's
suffocating.
summer. I know, and it's like he's laughing, and then there's you, including socks and everything. I don't know what-
Including socks.
Yes.
You're lucky I didn't put on my
You have
alfalfa
to.
hat. It was cold this morning. No?
But it's beautiful outside. So we got a lot lined up. We are getting ready for Valentine's Day, or Lady Ashley says
As you can see,
Valentine's Day.
We are surrounded by
Beautiful
balloons.
balloons. So we have now put the balloons near us because we do a lot of set changes during the week. So now we can keep the beautiful balloons in place without having to do a lot of set changes.
And then did I hear correct? Stuff is coming for Valentine's Day. There's going to be hearts and everything in this place?
More will be coming, yes. Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, and apparently we should do like male or Guyentine's Day. I don't know. It's okay to be solo on Valentine's Day.
Why is the male always solo? What about the female
Female,
solo?
that's why it's called Galentine's for those who are. But they don't say single anymore now. It's apparently solo because it's good to be single, but solo makes me sound like it's sad. So I would go like so high. So I want to change the whole situation.
How much time do you spend thinking this stuff out? Because
Think about it. So low means you're low.
No,
Bad
that's
vibration.
so
It's going
low.
to get us into the vibration. I think it should be so high that it's okay to be single and so high, but not so low, because it changes the frequency of how you feel. Language. Right? That's what I'm thinking. And he's looking at me like, Faith, where did you just bring me in today?
and I can't blame him.
Well, I've been single for quite a long time. And solo with music is by itself, right? So I think that could be, that's a very good thing. Now, if you say so low, but there's a W on the end, that's why I was looking just to figure out where you were going with that.
Yeah, so do I, because solo and solo are two different words.
They tell us
And
that.
I'm the Puerto Rican, can't
So
speak
low.
English.
So low.
So I don't know. You know what? On Valentine's Day, if you're alone, how's alone? Does alone work for you? Then find somebody.
Because we're never alone.
Find somebody to squish.
Tell Slick to find somebody to squish.
That's all. That's all you got to do. It's everything's
It's
good.
about getting squished.
Drink
You
some
just get out.
wine. Bring some wine. It's funny. You're never alone when you have good wine. You ever notice? You can walk anywhere with a bottle of wine and you're never alone. Ever.
That is true.
Because everybody wants your wine.
Because people come, people want to
Right?
come up and have a drink.
That's what you do.
I'm
So
very-
have 4 bottles of wine on your person. And wherever you walk, you'll never be alone.
Never alone.
Never alone.
So we
Be
got a-
drunk, but never alone.
A great show lined up for you. Speaking of wine and energy and solos, we've got Faith Washington joining us of the Faith Washington Show. Does she have her own camera, Freddie?
Yes, I
right.
got a crossover.
And she brought an incredible guest. So I'm very excited because when we met you the first time,
Yes.
it was on a very busy Friday.
Uh-huh.
And notoriously, we don't really do interviews per se on Friday because, as you see, there's really not a big space for it. But when Kendra says, I'll see you Friday, we say, okay, we'll see you Friday. And here you came and you went, what are we doing here?
I had no idea what the hell was going on.
Well, we had a first that day. We had the game. I think Kendra dropped something that day, a song or something. And then the wine, and then you had Wayne and, some of the culprits in here. So you got like a full-blown, out of their mind people wanting to network and
It
everything
was
else.
awesome. I was just, like I said, I didn't know what to expect. And usually with Kendra, it's usually music related or performance related. And since I write and produce with her, it was, I was just thinking that was where we were going with this. And when I walked in, and it was like,
Not like that.
hee-haw?
Chaos.
Yeah,
It was kind of our controlled chaos.
I was
yes.
buzzed like within the first 30 minutes of being here. So it was,
Well, you
Welcome
know,
to the Friday
it's
at the
not
Cafe.
easy getting Kendra. I've known Kendra 7 years
Before you, I knew you, yeah.
before you knew me, right? And sometimes to keep her entertained to come, you got to offer some stuff. So
Yeah.
there was some dancing going on, so she came. And then you drop some records, and then she came.
Right.
And then you do this, and she comes. So it was sort of like to mix it up a little bit so that I could have her come back. But you just got caught in that wave. And it was interesting about what you're producing, what you're selling on this thing, because we had never heard that, the wavelength in
I
wine.
know. I want to get into this Sonar Wines America. Faith, you want to do the introductions?
Sure,
right.
I would
Please,
love
sure.
to. I would love to introduce Ronnie Chico. I call him Chico, DeChico. And Ronnie is really a star music video producer. He has done so many things in the music industry for many years, decades, and his success is just absolutely incredible. But not only has he done that, but he's also a connoisseur of wine, and I believe your partner. You have a partner.
yeah, the owner of the company,
The
Max.
owner, Max, okay. The two of them created sonicated wines. And what that is, and I'm going to just be brief about it, he knows much more about it than I, is putting a frequency into the yeast or into the wine as it is fermenting, and it creates a very different vibration. And everything on the planet has a vibration, has a frequency that it is specific for. And these wines, with the music, when you listen to the music, you drink the wine, it is an incredible experience. My girlfriend Song and I had some last week, and this wine is probably better than some of the $600-700 bottles of Camus that I've had. Camus is a really great red wine. So
How did this come to be? Your partner came up with this idea? Because this is brilliant, but who thought of it?
So Max, who is originally, he's Austrian born and then lived in South Africa, and now he's here in the States. His father started off by sonicating wine with a vintner called Baumgartner in Austria. And they used a lot of symphonic instruments, viola, cello. And the concept is, like Faith said, everything is vibrating at a certain rate to give it its mass, density, color, feel, texture, etc. But when you're making wine, sugar is used to stimulate and activate the yeast for the fermentation process. And then depending upon how long you let it ferment and mix and so on and so forth, you can dictate your flavor profile for each varietal depending upon the grapes. With this process, sonication, we're using sound waves. That could be in the form of just a single frequency, a solo frequency, or it could be an actual song, which obviously has multiple instruments, and there's a lot of different dynamics going on inside the song. But sonically, you are activating the yeast in a different way, in a more healthier way, because we're using less sugars, which means less sulfites at the end of the game,
Interesting.
which means less hangovers.
Right, less headaches, less hangover. So you're using less sugar because the frequency is really what's bringing the wine to fruition.
Sure, because you're replacing some of the sugar using the sonication process. You're using the sound waves. Now, there's a lot of, I don't want to say they were the first ones to actually do it. We've heard of a couple of other people. There's somebody in South Africa that's doing it, but they're doing it like in a cave where the sound is just outside of the barrels. Our process is actually, we have speakers that go inside the tanks. And we have two designated vintners that we're working with right now, one in Telemonte Vineyards in Abruzzo, Italy, and then Baumgartner, which is in Austria. And we play the music inside the tanks themselves. Now, Metallica is also known for doing their black, I think it's a bourbon. But the gentleman who actually produced it for them, he passed away while they're on tour, so I don't think they ever did like they reproduced anymore. And I think they might have sold out, I'm not sure, but we're still trying to figure out what their technical, how they applied it. But there's a few people doing sonication. And you go back to different stories where people are like, oh, you sing to plants or play happy music to plants and whatnot, and it makes the plants grow better. But just even, we all know this as humans, energy is, contagious. You can bring somebody down because you're a miserable person. Like, hey, man, why are you bringing me down, right? How long have we said that? Or misery loves company. That's because people who aren't happy with themselves or what's going on in life, they like to surround themselves with other people who are just as miserable or maybe even worse. Because then it kind of makes them feel better about how crappy they feel. But it's the same thing with positive energy. And so that's what we are doing with our wines and all the varietals. And there is a rhyme and reason. One of the questions that I get asked all the time is, can you take this song and just slap it in with this? And the answer is no. We have a specific process for picking the artist, the song, or maybe the compilation of music. It could be an entire album that we use, but we specifically choose the varietal, and then, and I'm going backwards here, with the grape and then the region from where that's at.
How many different types of wine have you produced?
So we have 5 new ones that are out, and prior to me coming into the company as the head of A&R, I think they had probably another half dozen or so that were already done. And those were all from Austria.
Well, do you feel differently in faith? We're going to get to find out. When you drink the different wines with the different vibrations, do you feel different? Like, will it change your mood one way or another?
Something I guess I didn't really think about it when Song and I were drinking it. I know. I was thinking about the flavor of it. I was thinking about, okay, how does this really taste, on my palate, and especially, how did I feel when we were finished, and the next morning? Because red wine, I can have 1 glass of it, and I am sick the next day. I just can't tolerate it. But with this, we had 2 glasses, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I woke up the next day and I felt perfectly fine.
Are they all reds that you
amazing.
No, we have rosé, we have whites, but the majority that we have here is all reds today. But yeah, there's different varietals and different.
I got a question. If you have a red wine, and for this question, let's make the sugars all constant. Because you're going to determine the sugar on different grapes, and then you're going to change the frequency, so the sugar is going to go this way and this way because you're going to replace it with the frequency, correct? So if you have one bottle, and it's going to be constant, for this question, and you have 4 different singers or 4 different, like an opera and a baritone, is that wine going to taste different, even though everything else is the same except for the frequency? Is it going to taste different?
So that's an interesting question. I've never had anybody put it like that, but in the grand scheme of things, our objective is to not try to experiment to the point of this type of music will do this.
Gotcha.
Or now the science part, right, and the quantum physics part of it is a little bit above my pay grade. That's the vintner. His goal at the end of the day is to match up what we sonicate with what his wine already tastes like.
Okay.
So if he has a level of standard that's, here, he's going to sonicate that wine until it matches that.
Level.
Whether that's a formula of more sugar, less sugar, play the song longer, play the song louder, and then we can kind of dictate plus or minus here and there. It's not going to be a huge drastic change.
But it's going to be consistent to what he's looking for.
Right.
That's really interesting.
It's
if you think
fascinating.
about it.
It's
because
fascinating.
it goes to show you how you can have different people sing, and the taste. If you like the taste, you're going to enjoy the frequency of whoever it is, no matter what. But it sort of makes it even more entertaining and more curious. There's a lot of people going to say, you know, I want to try 4 of the same wines with 4 different singers. You know what I'm
Right.
trying to say?
Yeah.
It's kind of fascinating, the selling of it, because there's a bottle of wine, but it really isn't. It's changed.
Now they're all called Sonar Wines America.
Sonar Wines America is the name of the company. And then each bottle has an artist name, the varietal, and then the name of the song.
Where do people purchase it?
Right now, sonarwinesamerica.com, online. And if you're in the DMV area, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, we have, I think, about 130 brick and mortar locations
Wow.
that we're in. And then we just opened up a new, I should say Max and his wife opened up a store called Verified Wines and Fine Spirits in DC.
Oh, I got
And they're going to be
My
expanding
son lives there, so I'm going to have to. Maybe I'll send Ashley there. She needs a job.
To get them.
Yes, and to get
To
them.
get them.
Or that, or to.
Oh,
You
whatever.
never know. All right, let's take a commercial break. I can't wait to try all of these, or some of them.
Let's do it.
We've
Let's
got
pop a
3.
bottle.
We've got 3 bottles in studio, so we're going to give them a try. Give us a call. Any questions or write in 888-994-4995. Today is National Serpent Day.
It figures Barry Rubin's watching.
Even though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail and make sure everyone is remembered.
Once a professional musician, artist Steven Zwern uses his creativity through multimedia artistic expression. His compositions use acrylic paint to create 3D masterpieces. Steven's fascination with brilliant colors and intriguing patterns with jewels and rhinestones entices the eye with color and dimension. For more information on the artwork of Steven Zwern, contact Steven at 914-656-9060 or stevenzwirn.com.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Brooklyn Cafe TV show. Whether you enjoy watching in the mornings or afternoons, you can now watch with your favorite merchandise. Choose from the Brooklyn Cafe t-shirts, ranging from sizes small to 3XL. Colors available include black, dark heather, and navy. Feeling chilly? Just check out our latest hoodie with over 9 colors to choose from. Sip on some Brooklyn Cafe coffee with Dawn and Freddie in a matching mug as seen on set. Brooklyn hats and special seasonal items are always popping up and available upon request. To purchase, you can visit our online store at brooklyncafe.tv/shop. Happy shopping!
Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I'm kind of like you, Faith. Red wine, I love the taste of it. But the sulfites, I could instantly get a headache or the next morning. So you kind of try to stay away from things that make you not feel so well. Right, exactly. But this is incredible. I want to hear your story, though, because I'm fascinated that each bottle comes with a QR code that opens the song that has the energy within it. So you can listen to the song and feel the whole vibration.
Mm-hmm. Well, the rhyme and the reason behind that is, so let's take, for instance, the bottle that we're drinking right now. This is the 396 hertz bottle, which is based on the solfeggio frequency of the ancient universal tones. So what that means is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right? But in Latin, it's ut, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, right? And the T, which is a B, was actually never in there. They added that later on. Now, to get a little bit deeper, all music now is tuned to 440 hertz on the A, which is actually the dissonant tone and what some people would say the satanic or uncomfortable or...
It's discordant.
Discordant's a word, disconnected from the universe. The original tuning was 432 hertz. Now, there are no conspiracies and there are no coincidences. But some people say there was the powers that be from Hitler to the Rothschilds, etc., used that technique for programming. So, be it as it is, that's a little something for everybody to kind of like dig into and see.
For layman's terms, whether you believe whatever, it's like the TV commercials when they raise the volume and you just write simple terms. You can't take it because of this discord in your mind of
That's the 440.
the noise.
So if you think of, if you're driving down the highway and you're, which most people don't do with FM radio anymore, but if you're listening to an FM station and you start to get further away from the tower and it starts, you get the white noise, the shh, shh, at some point that'll start driving you crazy. Well, it's the same thing with any type of energy or frequencies. There's certain bass frequencies that can make you nauseous, sick to your stomach when you hear it because it's just such a low resonating frequency. There's very high, like how many times people dog whistle, like only a dog can hear that.
Right.
But if you bring that down to a certain point, you can give somebody a headache. You can get them from like mess with their eyes or how they're processing information and make them confused. So frequencies are extremely, they're in everything that we do.
And this is at what frequency again?
Now this is at 396 hertz, which is attached to your first chakra, which is the root chakra. So you have your root, sacral, solar plex, heart, throat, third eye, and your crown. And we're going to be doing a collector's run based on each frequency.
I love, and the red goes with the red of the root chakra.
Correct.
So you can feel the whole energy of the whole labeling. And that's part of the process of this, correct? It's the artistry, the design of the bottle label.
Sure. And if you notice at the bottom of the bottle, there's a snapshot of the actual waveform that's part of the song. So we kind of give that as a visual as well. But this is Zweigelt. This is out of Austria. This is out of the Baumgartner vineyard. And then, like you said, each bottle has a QR code on the back. And we invite everybody to play the music while you're drinking the wine. And it's not to try to convince you or trick you or whatever, because, you know, the whole placebo effect and things like that. But it's to enjoy the experience and to just kind of allow you to let your guard down for a minute and think about what you're listening to and what you're drinking and see if it connects with you. See if you feel something there.
So Faith, can you scan that on your phone? Or
Can you
Ronnie,
play
can
it?
you
Can somebody
scan it
play
so
it?
we can hear it at the same time?
You just turn the volume up, put your mic up to it,
Right.
so everybody can hear it.
This particular song that I wrote and produced, I'm actually the ghost artist behind those bottles.
Okay.
But I'm the upfront artist on my bottle, but this one's a little trancey and meditative, and there's a lot of moving tracks.
Well, let's hear a
and
little bit
instruments.
about your story, because if you're the ghost artist behind it, and the transy and the meditative,
Sure.
you must be a little spiritual.
Well, in this one here, the Vegas Rain bottle, I based this on an emotion that I had living in Las Vegas. So a lot of people think, when you're in the music industry, it's all glitz and glamour and this, whatever. And I realized one time, and being a Billboard DJ and a reporter, people send me music all the time. But very rarely, when I walk through clubs and stuff like that, for as popular as my music is, not a lot of people know who I am. So I was in a club one time where somebody was playing one of my remixes, and I was listening to it, and I was just standing there, but I still felt by myself, right? Solo, alone. But in a good way, because I'm looking at all these people dancing, and I'm going, they have no idea what they're dancing to, or, who I am. So there was an emotion to that, and that inspired me to write a song called Vegas Rain. It very rarely rains in Vegas, and kind of like dancing through the raindrops. There's a lot of metaphors and things like that of just reflecting on lyrics that I've written over the last 30 years, whatever. And when I was asked if I wanted to be on one of the bottles, I said, I think I have the perfect song for it. Now, I didn't sing the vocal on this. I wanted somebody else to sing it, but I wanted to write and have them capture the right kind of sound for it. And I wanted a little bit of a pop rock kind of a grit tone to it. So I worked with an artist named Justin French from back in Pittsburgh, and I had him sing the song, and I released it under my name. But the lyrics and the production represent the color of the emotions that I feel attach to my music. And this is kind of weird too, but I've had 2 concussions in the past 10 years or so. I had one about 1.5 years ago, and I started hearing music, not seeing music, hearing music in color. And it was the most unique, coolest thing. I didn't get freaked out by it. I actually used it to my advantage. That's how I wrote a lot of stuff with Kendra.
How'd you get the concussion?
I smacked my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some random act of smacking your head.
I ran into a doorway.
Which is interesting, right? So I know you did not probably do the purple as your crown chakra, but it makes me think of your crown chakra because
Sure.
you smacked your
got
head.
hit. You got
hit in the head, and now you see music differently.
Could be.
That's
There you go. It's a
interesting,
good
isn't it?
tie-in,
That's
sure.
A really good tie-in.
Sure.
I've got the music.
All right.
You guys
Let's
listen.
Yeah, you just play it. Play as loud as you can.
I got it all.
Come on.
If you focus, there's a steady tone of 396 hertz that's in there. And it just goes throughout the whole track. But this is more of obviously down-tempo meditative, but this is for releasing guilt, fear, forgiveness of self, and restoring that inner confidence.
This is cool.
Very cool.
You can feel its vibe. Yeah, you can. It's really pretty. The wine you can hear. Isn't that amazing? The wine you can hear.
You're actually drinking the music.
Drink your music. I think that's a perfect tagline. Drink your music.
Yeah, don't just listen to music, drink it.
This is just incredible. Really.
I'm going to load up the Vegas Rain.
Now, if you have individuals or companies or singers that want to do this, so they contact, is it open for the public to do it too?
Yeah, we're working with a couple of different independent artists that wouldn't necessarily fit the Sonar Wines catalog as far as our placement on shelves or distribution for that matter, but they could sell it as a piece of merchandise. So we have a dancer out of Philly, and he's a kind of a boy band, old school R&B. Does a lot of shows with Aaron Carter, O-Town. He did some stuff with a couple of guys from NSYNC, right? I can't remember what the other guy's name is, but I'm laughing because that's my era. But he's doing his own wine. I think it's called a Lineum, which is really cool. And he's going to do like a white, like I think a Pinot Grigio type, like sweeter or drier white, if that's correct. Yeah. So, yeah, but if we can even do it for restaurants if they want to do their own house wine, or hotels, or whatever. I'm not pitching you this, but if you wanted to do Brooklyn Cafe wine, right?
I was going to ask you, what is it? I don't know how you make wine by the barrel, I guess. Is it by a barrel? Is
So,
it by
yeah, we can do limited runs. It depends on what the vendor has available at that point in time, or the vineyard has available. There may be an option in to get us a half of a tank, or like maybe 3,000 bottles, or do a 5,000 bottle, or we could do something different where it's a much shorter run. And we're actually expanding into liquors.
Really? You're going to
Yeah.
do with liquors too?
So one of the music video that one of the music videos I'm filming for is for a song called Boca, which I originally wrote for Kendra. She's doing a bunch of other stuff, so we used that song from myself and my remix partner Vic Latino, and it's coming out under Chico Latino, and we're going to do a sparkling, it's going to be called Boca Sparkling.
Wow.
So
that's interesting.
This is so cool.
So
This
we'll
is
have to
absolutely
make sure
amazing.
that once that's done,
Yeah.
bring Vic down here, and maybe we can get on with you guys again and promote. And
Absolutely. This is fantastic.
We can bring in everybody.
With this.
Oh, absolutely.
Endless. I mean, this could be applied to so many things. That's what perked my ears up when I hear anything quantum, frequency. Yeah.
Well, the first time we ever heard of this whole frequency was, I remember being at NN with you, so think how long ago. It was like a Thursday night, and you said you played something.
Yep.
Or maybe we were up at iHeart, and you said you have to hear this frequency. It was like 256 or 250. I don't remember at the time. And you said you have to listen to this because this is the frequency we should be listening to sound at and music at. And this is the frequency, like you said, we're currently listening to it at. And I had never heard of that before, just like I had never heard of Bitcoin until I met you. And we should have listened to you a few years ago, right?
Yes.
We say this all the time.
We should have jumped on that real quick.
And here she is back now with this frequency.
The card thing that we used to do, that was amazing.
John.
We had 2 flower pots on each side of the room, separate.
That was
They were
that was
watered at
Dr.
the
Carlos
same thing.
Orozco, quantum physics.
One died and one flourished. With the
Yeah.
one with the card flourished.
Yep.
And the other one died.
Listen,
and
I'm
they were in the
always,
same
like
area.
5 years ahead of everything. If people would just listen to me, it's an amazing thing. My kid, other people, whatever. Yes.
But this is incredible.
This
I
is
love the whole bottling
outstanding.
of it, the color, all of it.
Everything. And the smell, the bouquet.
Yeah, it smells delicious.
All right,
It's
so we've
beautiful.
got the next one. Do you want to
Vegas-
pour these in other cups and try that one?
Sure.
Just drink it.
We might, we might have to.
Just drink
there you
it.
go.
Oh,
Fred.
look at Freddie.
Pour it in
You
another
want some?
cup. Slick, come and
needs
have
to-
some. Slick,
Slick
leave
needs
it
to
like
try
that
it.
and just come out.
Come on, man. Don't be
The
shy.
airplane will fly itself for a few moments in time.
That's right. And we know you're not shy.
You can't spill this out. It's delicious.
Drink it.
We'll get. Have some. I gotta tell you, this is
Oh,
amazing.
I told
and,
you.
And there's a difference when you hear the music. I must
Here, give me
be.
a glass.
I
No,
must be.
It's the.
I
it's
must be
that
a little
frequency.
crazy.
No, you're not.
But the difference when you hear the music is. It's different. It's sort of like mellows you out.
I'm just telling you, it literally, it just pierces through all the BS that you get programmed with, because the frequencies are pure, and they're at that, not the 440, but at the better frequencies. All the junk
like?
that gets screwed up in your mind,
We'll see you later, Slick.
it's out of the way. It's just out of the way.
Now let me ask you: does these wines affect people that need that kind of frequency balance more
Oh my
than
God,
others
oh
that
my
don't?
God, this might even
Well-
be better this time. Oh.
I would say that's
a stretch?
Wait,
Yeah,
what did he ask? Say that again. I'm sorry, Fred.
Do people that need more balance, frequency balance, does it affect them differently than those that don't, that are more balanced?
Well, so frequencies aren't balanced. You'll balance your chakras or you as a person based upon, I think there's a few different things. Sorry,
It's
I should go-
your energy body.
Right.
Your full Taurus energy body, okay? Because your spirit is enormous. You are a spirit having a physical experience. That's just the way it is.
I
You're
get
connected to everything. So
Yeah.
frequencies affect this Taurus energy field.
But what
that
if you have
surrounds
high
you.
anxiety? Somebody who has very high anxiety.
Prozac.
No, don't.
I'm joking,
Don't
I'm
do
joking,
Prozac,
I'm
okay?
joking.
Yeah,
You'd be surprised. That's
I know. No,
That's
it's a no.
usually the answer.
No drugs.
Well,
no
of
drugs.
course, but a wine or the frequency in the wine isn't going to be at the level where that's going to heal you. However, I shouldn't say that. It could be the caveat that does it if you allow it. Because like anything else, like she said, no drugs. You can tap into anxiety, breathing techniques, tuning out everything else that's out there and focusing on something that resonates with a general feeling of calm. So, I mean, and now we can get into a real deep conversation of like getting out of specifics and stepping into generalities, right?
Yep,
You know
absolutely.
where I'm going with this?
Oh, I do.
So if work makes you anxious, or a relationship makes you anxious, or driving makes you anxious, you have to get out of the specific of driving or the relationship or the job. And you have to focus on what's the opposite of anxious. Calm, ease, peace. Okay? What other things in your life or what things now could you focus on that would give you the feeling of calm, ease, peace? Could be a pet, could be your child. It could be
A beautiful sunny day.
it could be
the ocean.
It could be the ocean.
Could be anything.
It could be a song. So the key is to then allow that option to take over the anxiety. And now you've shifted your paradigm. So now this part of your universe is not connected with what was giving you the anxiety. And then now you allow more things to come at you that give you peace, happiness, calm, ease. And then you can get into that specific again and start approaching what was bothering you without it being so anxious.
That's
That makes sense.
Yes.
that's interesting because I remember one time we did an interview, and you said to the person, "I don't know how to meditate." Remember that show?
Yep.
And what I like about this is if you have this option and you take it, then you really don't know where you're going to end up. It could be good, it could be great, it may not make a difference. But normally when people have high strung out anxiety, they won't do this. But this is different because from what I can feel, it's playing on different emotions in your body. And drinking wine is always good no matter what. But this is a little bit of a turn, which I like. So it might be something. I wish Doc was here today.
You know something, Freddie?
Hillary.
I think that, just a supposition, that if someone who is very anxious or depressed or whatever you may call it, it's a label. I'm not a big fan of labels. I've never been a big fan of labels for anything or anyone. However, if someone is feeling great anxiety, there are triggers for it. And usually they're frequencies. They're specific frequencies. Things that, whether it's driving or, there's a certain person who comes into your space and makes you feel anxious. If you consistently listen to frequencies that are very calming, and there are plenty, you can go down that whole solfeggio scale, okay, from top to bottom, and pick out certain frequencies, and someone were to listen to those on a regular basis, right before they go to bed, right when they wake up, when you're in theta state, okay, theta waves in your brain, then you're more likely to actually exert a very, very powerful effect on your well-being. And the whole idea is to always be moving towards ease and joy and grace and peace, because that's the natural tendency to rise. In this space that we've been placed, that's not always an easy thing to do because there are external forces working against that. However, you are powerful enough as a being to be able to exert your own power over yourself. But you have to concentrate. You have to pick things that are going to be good for you. Pick environments that are going to be good for you. Change that state by going from something really specific to a generality. Pull yourself up out of that.
It's interesting. We're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, being in the music industry, and now that you're doing this with wine, it's a whole different subsystem of things that you know about music producers and making videos, right? Things you don't think about. So there's a whole lot more to Chico than anyone would absolutely. And I'm just meeting you for the first time, but wow, that one runs deep. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to try the next bottle of wine. We're going to pour it up, give it a try, and listen to the music. So stay tuned. If you want some, SonarWinesAmerica.com, or if you're in the DC area, we'll get you a list of those stores. 888-994-4995.
Have you been injured in a car accident? Slipping fall? Proven negligence of another? Hello, Shane and Farnsworth Kia have over 40 years of combined experience representing injured individuals and their families. Call us today at 561-272-8337 for a free case evaluation and the answers to your legal questions. Were you injured in an accident that wasn't your fault? Don't let the insurance companies take advantage of you. Contact us now to learn about your options and to protect your rights.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. I am so glad today we got an early start. Where are we headed anyway?
Who knows? Wherever this glorious day takes us, and we'll take Don Pablo along too. Rich and flavorful with low acidity and notes of caramel. No matter where you're going or where you end up, Don Pablo never disappoints.
Excuse me, is that Don Pablo coffee?
Sure is.
Do you have any more?
Sure do. Baby, hop in.
No matter where life takes you, Don Pablo Coffee is always there to pick you up.
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke. If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Here at the Brooklyn Cafe, our subjects range from hot topics, feel-good stories, and back-in-the-day nostalgia. With guest personalities and business features, you just never know who you'll see on the show. With our brew crew on set, we always air live to inspire, educate, and create. Make it a date and have a day at the cafe. Join Dawn and Freddie every weekday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. and for lunch every weekday from 12 to 2. Amplify your voice. Call us at 866-224-5422 or visit our website at brooklyncafe.tv.
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke. If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation, staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversation and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Interesting. All right, so now we're doing Vegas Rain.
Different.
Totally different. Totally different feel and everything.
Isn't it the mouthfeel, the smell, the bouquet, and the flavor?
Get your mic.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, just it's completely different.
I think it's a little easier to swallow. I don't think it has.
So this is the song that.
Yeah, this is the song.
Okay.
It goes with
this
it.
is yours, Chico.
Yes.
Ronnie, sorry.
Just another number pushing me under the ground. Lights flashing, I'm crashing, and everyone disappears. Feeling frozen, walls closing.
Can you guys, when the music's playing, can you like tell that it's like rising?
Incredible way to drink wine, is what I gotta tell you. The whole
Honestly, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
It's more spiritual for me.
This one is the music.
Really?
This one. And hearing this is more spiritual.
I can feel
More than
it right here.
the first one. The first one was more deep-seated, like I was underwater. This one is more, I'm more that way. This is more spiritual for me. This is really good. It's a whole lot more mellow than the first one. This has less of that bite. But the music is making me feel like more spiritual, like
It's
more.
It's a different.
It's a
experience
different. Yes.
When you listen to the music they created.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And how long does the music infuse in the wine while it's fermenting?
Depends on the grape. Depends on how fast that varietal. I'm Italian. I don't know why I can't talk about my.
You can't talk and hold the wine at
I
the
need
same
my
time.
hands to talk. I can't talk with a wine glass in my hand.
It's the brain-hand connection. You need the thing. Then you know we gotta do pressure for it. I can't think.
Who's your butt? So it depends on how long and how loud we play it, but that vintner is gonna dictate that based upon how quickly it responds to the grape and to the yeast and how that activates. Did you see how fast I went when I left my hands open?
It affects you.
All right, so we gotta take this hand and put your mic this way.
I gotta ask you, do you sell the music?
It comes with the wine.
No, forget about the wine for a second. Do you just sell the
Distribute it?
music?
So this particular song is gonna actually be officially released after a year of us just allowing it to be, just with the wine. And, but we'll have it streamed, but I'm not interested. The royalties come through streaming and whatnot. But yeah, the catalog will end up releasing kind of like almost like you would do it like a greatest hits of, but it'll be a compilation of all of the Sonar Wine America varietals, and then all of the songs that made. So this is a jazz guitarist named Jesse Cook with the Pinot Noir. And then we have a Sangiovese, which is Alex Gordez. His song is called 2 Moments of Fame. He's a flamenco guitar player from, I think, Alex is from the Ukraine, I believe. Yeah, he's from the Ukraine. He lives in North Carolina now. And then we have another bottle that's a white, which is called DC5, and it's 5 popular house DJs from the DC metro area.
Oh, how cool.
That's very cool. I like that.
Yes.
That's all very fascinating.
That's
whole-
too funny.
just-
Still drinking?
No, but the
Sorry,
whole
you're drinking. I was going to let you come up
the
with
whole
this
thing
great
is
question, but
fascinating.
apparently he's still drinking. So I have to find out a little bit about you.
Okay,
Because
a little bit about
you
me.
think we know Kendra is all of Kendra. And
Kendra's Kendra.
You hear she's got music producers. Everyone hears they're dropping songs. They get a music producer. And here you sit as you're making videos. You're producing multiple videos right now at a time. Music producer.
Yes.
How did you get into that?
My dad had records out when he was in the 50s, doo-wop era. Pittsburgh was a big city for doo-wop. The Skyliners, Lou Christie, the Marcells. I grew up a musician's kid, watching my dad on stage and listening to him to rehearse and whatnot. And then I wanted to get into music, and I played in the high school band. I played the drum line. I learned how to play piano. And then I got signed to my first record deal as a hip-hop artist in 1990 with Sugar Hill. And that didn't work out. I worked a little bit with Eddie Murphy's family, Eddie and Charlie and Vernon, and then Arsenio Hall. That didn't work out. I had a bad manager at the time. So I kept jumping from opportunity to opportunity. And then I realized when I got involved with some very not so good people, how the entertainment industry really is. And I wasn't willing to sacrifice who I was as a person sexually. And I went back to Pittsburgh, got involved in radio, ended up DJing in strip clubs for 12 years. I made a bunch of money, I bought all my own equipment, and I learned how to do it myself.
So
It took you 12 years to overnight success.
How many artists are you managing right now or producing for?
Producing for 4 right now. I have 4 projects
Did you
that are in
manage
production.
them also?
I don't manage them as artists. I manage and oversee the project once it's kind of like for the manager, for the investors, or whoever is doing it. A lot of the stuff that I do when I'm like right now, it's funded by parents. So a lot of parents pay me to help them get their kids, into the industry without drugs, without sexual content, without,
Keeping it clean for them.
Exactly.
Keeping it a real
So you're doing the
opportunity.
reels, you're doing the video, you're putting the music together the right way.
Everything.
Because you're into frequency, so I would think that you would be in touch with what they're bringing you that would be selling, and then you're going to capture it hopefully on video.
Well, any producer should be, and this is what I tell Kendra all the time. Hi, Kendra. A good producer should be producing for the artist.
That's
And
the
a lot of
problem.
people don't do that.
Mhm.
They'll write a song
for themselves.
and they like it, but then they try to force feed that artist into this box without even finding out, like, is that the right key for them? Did they sound better this way? And does that song really even fit that person's vocal style? Because you can have a great lyric and a great melody and a great track, but it doesn't mean that that song is meant for that person. I mean, Luther Vandross was one of the baddest vocalists ever known to whoever, but he didn't sing just any songs. He sung songs that made sense for his vocal style. And I think I hit the nail on the head and hit a grand slam home run with Kendra when we did this new song that's coming out. I think it's on Valentine's Day, called Rapture. There's just something about her vocal style on that I was able to capture because I produced to her.
Did she write it or collaboration with you?
Collaboration with me. I think she wrote one word. No.
Nah.
She wrote a couple.
We don't tease her.
She wrote a couple.
Well, she's great, but
No,
she
she
has
is.
15 people all around her going in different
Yeah, and no
directions.
disrespect, like she has a lot of Damon Sharp's a real good guy. Triple D, she has a lot of great producers. But I mean, even outside of that, like there's an artist named Gio that I'm working with out of West Palm. He's a hip hop artist, but he wants to do a certain style. I didn't hear his voice that way. I heard it brighter and more upbeat and more energetic. And so I was able to visualize that project in a certain way and then kind of like engineer it from the final product all the way backwards.
So reverse engineering,
Yeah,
in
reverse
essence.
engineering, yeah.
So I have a question,
Mm-hmm.
It may be pertinent or not pertinent. How many #1 videos have you had on Billboard charts?
Well, I've had 14 #1 records.
Okay.
I don't know how many of them had videos. Videos don't, well,
Sometimes.
videos can win awards, but
Records,
yeah.
videos,
81 top
#1
40
Billboard
hits and 50
charts,
#1
that's
records.
Wow.
pretty
Well, the-
stinking good.
The records
That's
come out, and
incredible.
then the video is the follow-up when you want to keep
Yeah.
it alive for a little bit longer.
Yeah,
81
videos.
top 40s.
Videos an additional form of
Yeah.
promotion. Sometimes songs don't even come out with a video. It all depends. But there's been a lot of songs that I've done that never had a music.
Well, let me ask you, stage presence, important, not important?
Sure.
Right, how to
Yeah,
command
there's
the
a lot.
stage?
There's a lot of artists that I've seen who can sing, that look good, don't have a stage presence. And then there's some people who can perform their ass off. They don't really have a strong vocal ability, but you can support that with the right production, the right musician, composition, and background singers, etc. Right? I mean, when Britney, you didn't go to hear Britney sing. You went to see Britney perform. You didn't go
It's
to hear
different.
Janet Jackson really like sing
Sing.
her butt off.
No.
You went to see her dance because there was a show. Now, Luther Vandross, you went to go hear him sing. You weren't worried about whether he danced or not. But when you listen to his background singers that supported him, they were just as good. And he'll even tell you that he picks people that were just as good, if not better, than he is. Right? Usher, he has dancers that are just as good, if not better, than he is, because that just ties everything together visually. So stage performance is huge if you're going to be that type of artist. There's some artists that don't really do stage performances. There's a lot of vocalists that do features on DJ records and things like that that you never even see. So
You're working with the artists down here in Florida, a couple of them. You're doing some videos.
yes. So there's an artist named Gio out of West Palm, myself and Vic Latino as Chico Latino. Hopefully we can get Kendra back in the studio to do another
That
one
would be
while I'm
great.
here. We'll see. And then there's an artist. They're actually out of Vegas. So yeah, not here. The fourth one's in Vegas.
better luck
But
going
we're
on.
filming part of the music video here.
You do all of it. You do the production, you help collaborate on the music, you do the videos, editing, your whole team does all of this?
My team
One-
does,
a
yeah.
whole service.
I hire, yeah. So like,
One service.
Damian Bartlett is my cinematographer and editor for this for Boca, and he's also collaborating on the Geo record called Stunnin'. So while he's down here, he's filming those 2 videos for me. He's director of photography, cinematography, and handling all of that stuff for me. I have a recording studio editing vocals or mixing. I have a studio out of Bogota, Colombia, that's laying the horns down for Boca because we did the dance version, and like I said, I like to reverse engineer things, and then we're going to go backwards. Now we're Mark Anthony's guitar player Mario laid flamenco guitar for me on Boca, and now we're going to have some horn players from Colombia put that on the track.
Is that
and
for
then
the new Boca wine?
yes,
The sparkling.
Boca
Can you imagine
sparkling.
as a little Latino? You're going to love it.
This is going to be great.
I think I'm
we're
gonna
gonna-
stop
ready.
right here.
We're
I
gonna-
think we've lost him on this
I
I think
glass of wine.
I'm done right here.
Freddie, I have to tell you,
gonna have a nice lunch.
I honestly don't think I've ever seen you so mellow.
But this is, you know
It's-
what it
it's
is?
superb.
I am
I
very
told you.
sensitive to things around me, and this,
Yeah.
it sort of gets there. And I wish I had drank this one first because I wouldn't have drank the other one, to be honest with you. This is just, for me, it feels enlightening. You know, I feel a different
Lift it up.
vibe to this particular wine. I'm just telling you how I feel.
Sure,
You-
and you know what? One thing to go back real quick, and I didn't mean to talk over you, but when you mentioned something about like you said you weren't sure how to meditate or you didn't know how to meditate.
Right.
There's really no right or wrong way, I think, to meditate. It's all depending upon what works for you. For me, I meditate. I like to hear water in the shower hit me, and my ideas just flourish. Every morning is when I get a lot of my lyrical ideas, inspirations, or I'm like, if there's a problem the night before, where I'm like, oh man, this, like for instance, the video that we're working with on Stunning. I'm like, there's one place in Vegas that we're not going to be able to get, and there's one place here we're not going to be able to get. I'm like, how am I going to tie this intro together? And then I'm like, oh, wait a second. So that next day when I did my meditation, and once I get through that, things just start popping. And
So
I'm
have
like,
you
bam.
always been in this spiritual place? Because you
No.
talked about the production industry. It's not like you are, right? You talked about why you do what you do because
He's
the entertainment industry
totally
is
different.
Totally different.
The polar opposite
So
of
how did
what's
you get
really
to this
there.
space?
I'm sorry, say
One concussion?
no. I was like listening to her, and then I was trying to.
Go ahead, Faith.
No, I was just saying he's simply completely the polar opposite of what the entertainment industry is like, what it's about, how it's done, how they farm people, how they groom people. That's not what he does. He does the opposite. He works with the artists. He literally works with their gifts and talents to emphasize and amplify those things, even when they're not really aware of what they have going on.
Yeah, the key's not to try to chase somebody else's fan base.
Nope.
So even with me, in my own music, like this song and some of the other stuff that I have coming out, my job isn't to go, okay, well, who's my competition or who are my peers? Well, that person has their own fan base. It's not my job to go in there and start saying, hey, recognize me over here. Just do you. People will take notice.
That's right. Yes, you do what you do. If you want to come and drink from that wine,
that's it.
Then you drink.
Now,
Pun intended, right?
But that's what I like about not only the product, but I like the delivery.
What do you always say? You know, you drink from the wine. Drink from your wine of knowledge.
I want to drink from your wine
You
of
say
knowledge.
that all the time.
Shakespeare said that.
It's
Sure.
scary when I quote Freddie, right?
well,
It's good. He's got a lot of wisdom.
Here's. Well, we can speak about anything on the show, right?
Sure.
The interesting part about Ronnie is you asked me, have I always been like this? And the answer is no. I really, what I call connected in 2008. And I had a nice life crossroads that God blessed me with. Now, this is going to sound a little weird because not a lot of people like to talk about sexual energy and God because they're like, well, wait a second, if you're a Christian, you're God, how could you talk about sexuality? And it's like, no. That's my creative energy, is my sexual energy. And that's from my sacral chakra. But whenever you're able to tune into that, who and what you are, gay, straight, LGBTQ, brown, black, standing on your head, spitting nickels, elephant, whatever you want to identify with, doesn't matter. Music is everything has been created from something. And that's your sexual energy. That's creation, that's the creative energy. So when I put into my own music and my own personal experiences of what I do, that's a turn on for me. That's enlightenment for me. That elevates me. This song, creating, talking about this is like, I get goosebumps because I'm in a zone. I don't need to be drunk or high or do drugs or whatever, stimulate in some other way because it's self-stimulation that comes from tuning in, tapping into, and turning on within yourself.
I think when people actually tune into who they are, whatever color, race, religion, sitting in your head spitting nickels, that is your creative space.
Yep.
Whoever you
100%.
But you got to bring it.
You gotta find out who
you
you
believe, you've been touched with what you believe in, and you're living proof of what you do. So the object of the game here is that we got to get more people to believe in themselves, to believe that they have the same ability. You know, it's like I always say, you're given 6 signs a day. If you don't read them, you're shorthanded. You have read them, so it's changed your life. And the way you're presenting it now, we all get to drink from your knowledge, is the way it works out. So this is really good.
That's
I gotta
awesome.
tell you something. Your wine, I would do it reverse. I want to play your music, and when people ask me, where's this music coming from, I'm going to show them the bottle.
The wine.
The
It's
wine.
the
You don't
wine.
even have the third bottle.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Well, I know we could keep
five more to
going.
go.
didn't
We
start
still
till
have-
now.
we still
But
have
I gotta
more.
tell you, it's just entertaining and refreshing to find somebody who can actually express how they feel, whether it's product or themselves. So hats off to what
Yes.
you've accomplished.
Thank you very much. That's a compliment I've never heard in that way, and that's very flattering. I appreciate that.
If people want to put this in their restaurant, are there minimums or are there by cases?
Yeah, so we're actually doing expansions in different states. We just expanded into North Carolina, and one of the other artists that we worked with, Alex Cordes, I mentioned, the flamenco guitar player from the Ukraine. His is a Sangiovese, which comes from the same region of Italy that my wine comes from, D'Abruzzo, Italy. We're going to expand into 5 restaurants down there. Now, I don't know the specific amount that they needed to buy, but we can do deals based on each region, because we can partner up with different distribution companies or different distributors in different places. So, like, for example, if there were 2 or 3 restaurants in Boca, we would find a local distributor to partner up with, ship that wine down here, and then let them place that wine for them.
You know, it would be really cool. We worked with South Florida Symphony, and Amy is we're looking at putting a satellite studio in North Carolina in Boone with Appalachian State.
Appalachian.
Nope, Appalachian.
No, Appalachian.
Appalachian. And their cultural center. So imagine taking some of their symphonic performances and putting that through one of the wines and bringing this all come to fruition with that second studio. We're making
I even like
together.
the artists. If you look around
Yep.
here, the artists have their own frequencies as well.
Exactly.
That
Each
might
one
be-
of them.
Well, can
The
you...
paintings and the sculptures.
We have 8 different artists in here.
So think about this. If you took one of these artists and said, draw me a song, wouldn't it be really cool to see what they come up with?
And do I have the person that would?
What are you doing
Amy?
tomorrow?
What are you
Do
doing
Amy?
tomorrow for her birthday? Amy.
Amy,
Having a birthday
Oh,
party
have
for
a
Amy
birthday
tomorrow.
party.
you have to meet
You have
Amy
to meet her.
Reshevsky.
And let's ask her that question.
Amy
Andy Reshevsky.
Yes.
is
You know
yes,
Amy?
No, I
very
don't
yeah. You're
She
gonna know
actually
her.
has a whole line of mosaic of music pieces that are hanging in the
Wow.
music center in North Carolina.
Okay.
It's a big deal. So we're going to fly up, put equipment in there, and they're going to be doing shows from there and everything else. But that's a great question to ask Amy.
Because
Joan?
you guys,
Hey,
you
she'll
know,
answer.
Amy could do that. Amy could draw
She's
him
well
a
known in
picture
Boca.
of
Well known.
of the music, and he could put that into a wine.
I'm going to tell you.
A lot of things
It-
to do.
it
with
could
that
be,
kind of
Well,
wine.
So
interesting.
much.
I think what would be cool is you do something like an NFT.
Yes,
Right?
yes, I like
and then
that.
you have...
Now, hold on. Not everybody in our audience is going to know what an NFT is. How about if you?
non-fungible token.
Thank you. There you
Do you
go.
work with? Do you put that together as well?
I haven't yet, but we're starting to get into that. We're going to get into that space. Again, not something that I'm very well educated in yet. So, but I have a list of exclusive stuff that nobody's ever heard. And then my goal is to put a visual with that and then mint
have
it
to.
as an NFT.
Well, hopefully tomorrow you're free. 'Cause I got some people we need you to meet.
Yes, you must be free.
Yeah, and she's leaving on Thursday, so hopefully you can stop by tomorrow and
What time?
11.
No, we go on the air tomorrow 11.
Okay. I don't know what time.
So
you're
10?
coming.
10. Come at 10.
10:30.
Yeah.
We go on radio tomorrow.
Yeah,
think
I
you're
I
always
agree.
gonna
You,
try on the side
see
then.
what you
Yeah.
see what you have to do. Rearrange.
Oh yeah, no, I'm filming with. We're filming Thursday. Yeah, so I can tomorrow at 11. I can do-
Tomorrow's
yeah.
Wednesday.
Perfect. They
Yep.
can always go into Studio B and chat.
And there'll
That's
be
a good introduction.
and there'll be Barry will be here. There's all sorts of stuff. The opera. I got some opera singers that
Put
I
your
want
piece
to.
together in
Well,
London.
so is at Appalachian State that you're talking about? Is that Native American, like for like that you're talking about the symphony
Appalachian
there?
State University.
University.
The school.
It's a school.
Right, but I mean,
No, they do normal.
Okay.
It's like going to University of Miami.
so the Appalachian Mountains, which is part of where goes through Pennsylvania. The only reason I asked that because there's a lot of cities and towns that have Native American names from where I'm from.
Yes, that's
So
the
that's,
region.
that's why I was.
That's the region.
Well,
That's
it's,
the
it's
region
in
up
Boone,
there.
North Carolina, and you talked about having your product in North Carolina.
Right.
So-
Well, no, I was asking if
The
the
Appalachian
university was Native American influenced or
That I
whatever,
don't
just
know.
because.
It might be, but it's definitely
It's-
part of the mountain.
I don't know.
Guys,
We're in
it might,
negotiations to put it together.
it might well be, and the Native Americans are the ones who got it right. They got the whole shebang.
Well, I was thinking when you're talking about sonicating something, then you
Yes.
could actually. Now, it depends because some
I
tribes
know everyone's
won't.
thinking you could sonicate the music or some,
The
it's
artist-
a
Or-
whole
Well,
nother level.
the lady
A
from
chant.
the lady
The
from
tribal-
Uni-
the
lady-
tribal
the representative
chants.
will be with her tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
So you can ask these questions and everything else. We want to get this studio look in there so that they can do their own thing and they can bring in interns and everything else from the university. So
Right on.
it's
Do you want to keep going and try the third bottle
we
while we're
can,
here? Or do you want to save it?
absolutely.
All right. So let's take a commercial break, Slick. When we come back, we're going to try the third bottle.
Look
We're
who's
gonna-
here.
Who's here?
My long lost son. You know, if I knew that all it took was to say, let's do some business for you to come, would have done it sooner. All right, let's take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Come
Two.
here.
We're going to go to commercial break.
He's calling commercial. We'll be right back.
I know, 2:30 I told you.
He's got to go to commercial.
That's okay, we're gonna keep going. Expanded version.
He can't find a commercial.
Attention Florida residents. Is constant water damage from the elements putting holes in your pipes and your wallet? We cut the costs when disaster strikes. You deserve to have your house be a home again. At Triumph, we get you paid the most for your insurance claims. Broken pipes, water damage, and mold? Triumph Consulting covers it all. Call our offices now to qualify for a free house inspection at 954-669-4935 or visit www.wegetYouPaid.com.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Brooklyn Cafe TV show. Whether you enjoy watching in the mornings or afternoons, you can now watch with your favorite merchandise. Choose from the Brooklyn Cafe t-shirts, ranging from sizes small to 3XL. Colors available include black, dark heather, and navy. Feeling chilly? Just check out our latest hoodie with over 9 colors to choose from. Sip on some Brooklyn Cafe coffee with Dawn and Freddie in a matching mug as seen on set. Brooklyn hats and special seasonal items are always popping up and available upon request. To purchase, you can visit our online store at brooklyncafe.creative. Enchanting, whimsical. Artist Gina Bella is always creating artwork based on real stories and emotions, expressed through Italian papers, paints, flowers, metals, and clay. Her feelings and stories come to life. Complete with glittery diamond dust over paintings and pottery, Gina Bella is always creating new pieces and commissions. You can find her work in staging homes, family Christian bookstores, New Jersey boutiques, and the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery, where she offers personal guided tours of her latest art pieces. Gina can also be found hosting weekend art camps, where she teaches adults and children pottery, painting, and jewelry. For more information on Gina Bella and her art, contact livinglifeartfully@gmail.com or give a call to 954-857-5444.
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke. If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked.
Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Tell you, all honesty, I like his wine. But I want to hear the music to the. But I like your wine.
This is the third one. This
Better
is the
than the
Pinot
third
Noir.
one.
Now, I typically drink Pinot Noir, so this to me is spectacular. I think I love the Pinot. I'm a little partial to the first one.
Okay.
I'm partial to the second
And you
one.
like the second one.
I thought this was a tasting.
It is.
It is.
Your father's had 4 of those.
Welcome to the tasting.
Poor Slick. He doesn't even know what show he's doing anymore. Slick is.
I'm supposed to taste it, not drink the whole bottle.
It's going to taste you.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Show.
Extended version. This section of the show brought to you by a new piece by a famous artist.
This is a new beautiful piece. This is called the Northern Star, brought to you by Stevens Warren. And yes, this is for sale. Each stone has been individually inlaid into this beautiful piece. And behind you is the Sunset by Rosie Sherman.
Which Rosie Sherman needs no introduction because she's selling all over the place. But his pieces are unique because he's reduced them in weight. And in the art world, when you hang these pieces, weight is a big difference. Lower, higher, and things of that nature. So this is a very light piece as opposed to Live, Love, and Life, which is a heavy piece.
All right, so we're doing an extended version because we need to try the third bottle of wine. All right, tell us what this one is.
You're going to play the music to the... Wait. Hold it. I'm not on the third one. But she's playing it.
I'm on the third one.
All right, listen.
This is Jesse Cook. This is the Pinot Noir. And the song is called Mario Takes a Walk.
I love the label. Such a good
I love the music.
And the music's spectacular.
Okay,
Slick, sure to
It's a 2017.
we have to get up and dance.
I like the sound real
Freddie,
intelligent.
it's time to dance.
I want to try the wine.
This is so your music, Freddie.
Fill him up.
I got to tell you, I love your bottle. So this better kick butt because if not...
You and I are,
Freddie, it's so gentle.
I love the
It's
spiritual
wonderful.
stuff. This stuff makes me want to dance. I get that.
That's why I'm saying the music.
I know, but his wine is a whole different place. Whole different place.
Yeah, I'm
Faithy doesn't kid.
I'm partial to mine.
I agree.
Even before we did the sonication, I like that Montepulciano d'Abruzzo feel and taste. And I have a before bottle and then the after bottle, which is cool.
Really?
I
still like his wine better. I still like your wine. This is good, but I like yours better.
The purple one.
Yeah.
The second one. His
You know
one.
why?
The Ronnie DiCicco.
It's because your crown chakra is your highest power.
I knew she was. I've been waiting for her to tell
But
me.
you know that's true.
That's where he leads from.
Spirituality. That is your high level of who you are.
I know we have somebody that broke it down.
The thing
for
is,
us.
that's where he leads
Oh,
from.
we should connect her with him.
Michelle, do you know all of this?
Yeah, she does the whole chakra readings and numbers
Well,
and
there's so
everything.
many things that you can do with this. How do you get the word out on the wines and getting people to know about them?
We need everybody to hear this.
Yes. Literally.
So we were slowed down like everybody else with COVID. Our launch was supposed to be at the beginning of 2020, but everything got delayed. We were about this close to getting our shipment out of Italy before Italy closed down, because Italy, I think, was one of the first countries to really just like shut everything down. However, we had a chance to get our delivery out of there, but we couldn't get anybody in. So we had to wait, and then we got the wine later on 2020. And then slowly we started getting our distribution back up to speed and kind of like now to where we are now. So we're constantly growing, which is always good to see in a smaller company. And with Max expanding into his own brick and mortar stores with Verified Wines and Spirits, we're able to have more physical visibility inside our own stores. Our next promotional piece is to do an animated short where when you scan the bottle, instead of just the song coming up, there's a introductory or like a, I don't say educational, but it's a story. It's a storytelling type animation where you see the guy in the third world, and maybe over in Italy. I don't say third world, old world, Italy or Austria, picking the grapes and then going back into the vineyard and putting them in the tanks, playing the music inside, kind of like a Ratatouille type feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a Disney animated kind of a thing. And that storyline, finishes up with the product coming over to the United States and being on a shelf. And a couple comes in and buys a bottle of wine and puts it down on their table, opens up the bottle, florets of music come out. And then depending upon, let's say it's my bottle, I would pop up and I'd say, hi, I'm Ronnie DiCicco. Thank you for buying my Montepulciano d'Abruzzo. This is, made in this part of Italy for a certain reason. And you'd give a little bit of a descriptive story on what we just talked about. So now the experience, instead of it just being a 3.5 minute song, turns into maybe about a 5, 6, 7 minute experience, and then allows you to then just understand. And just like what Freddie did, and just like what you did, Faith had done this before, but kind of just like go on your own and start thinking about all of that. And that opens up that opportunity to just start putting those pieces together. And when you have somebody telling you a story, right, that you've never heard before and you're really in tune with it. Now, obviously, drinking the wine helps you because you're a little bit more relaxed, right. And everybody likes to feel that. That puts you in that state of being, state of learning, or state of openness, right, to hear what's going on and, oh, wow, I never thought about it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And I think that really ties our marketing story together, right, our message.
It'd be great to see the musicians also as part of those little vignettes, to see Jesse doing his music as like a short music video coming and mixing it all together to see
Sure.
him. Because you visualize what he's doing right now, playing, right? You visualize, how your music is. It's just fantastic. Or you see the frequency of the first one that we get to see.
And we're going to launch a Sonar Wines America tour once we see what the state of affairs are in the United States. But with the Chico Latino launch of Boca and then Boca Sparkling, we'll be able to start promoting that firsthand with Vic and I performing on stage and then getting some other artists. We can even pull in Kendra, we can pull in Gio, we can pull some of my other artists in and start promoting locally.
Yes.
And doing that promotion.
Ronnie, I have plans for March or April to go to Meisner Park and do a concert. And this is such an intro, but I'm going to keep it to your wine because I'm just a little biased.
I don't have a problem with that.
I'm going to tell you, all kidding aside, I know that they added something to this, which is a little bit different. It's not bad. It's just not my flavor. But your wine, in that audience, it holds 5,000 people. And I'm hoping that by April, we can start putting this thing together. And what a better venue than to have JC and to have Gio and to have these people at Meisner do a 3-hour concert. I think it's tremendous. And then we go from Meisner, we go down to the Parker Playhouse. And what a venue that place is. It holds 1,500, smaller venue. But this product belongs in the hands. And everybody wants to come out right now because they're tired of being home.
People are thirsty for something, a breath of fresh air, something
Agreed.
refreshing, something positive, uplifting. So here's a little trivia question since you love my wine so much. What bottle do you think is our #1 seller right now?
Yours. I'm going to tell you hands down, I can see the difference right away from music to wine.
I think that here's the shocker. Okay, peeps, here you go. Ronnie, tell us what your price point is for these bottles of wine that are so exquisite.
I didn't want to ask.
Because,
thank you,
because
did.
honestly, I really didn't think I'd be able to manage that, but tell us.
So I wanted it to be a little bit more expensive, but the owner of the company's in charge. But we're right in that $16 to $18 range.
Is that insane? Please tell me that is insane for this kind of wine.
And is there minimum orders from when you order? You have to have a minimum, or you can order 1 to 10?
No,
10 to 12?
if you order online, you can get 1 bottle. You can get a case. There's obviously discounts for a case or 6 packs, or if you want to buy multiple varietals, like, switch them up or do a combination.
So you can get a case,
Pick it up. 33.
and they'll deliver?
Yes, yeah.
Folks, you better
Via FedEx.
order now.
And they can pump your music through the speakers?
Order now and order a lot.
I mean, I have an idea for this thing already.
Of course you do. Keep drinking.
Has nothing to do with drinking. Has
Freddie's-
nothing to do with
Freddie's-
drinking.
Freddie and
I gotta
Dawn are
tell
in
you,
trouble.
when you see a good product, you got to jump on it because
do.
it's about to break.
1,000. This is what I
Mark
told
my words.
Freddie, I told
it's
him.
about to break.
I told him that.
This is your timing is spectacular. There are no coincidences that maybe
Nope.
it's being delayed for 2 years is maybe a good thing right now.
No, and that's, again, I think I had both hands full, so I couldn't talk right.
I think.
But when I was talking about the delay with COVID and whatnot, that was right when I had my other concussion. So it was actually
It's a good thing.
good things, right? Now I had produced the song prior to that. So your theory about the crown chakra and the purples are a little bit on the latter side. However, and that's when I started seeing music in color. But to that point, which is what just reminded me of this, Prince,
Yeah.
Purple Rain.
who was one of my
He's over there.
yeah,
Look in the sound booth.
yep.
That's
Purple Rain.
Prince.
You got Purple Rain.
When I did my first chakra healing, one of the first colors that came to me was purple. And then my dad, who had passed away, came to me. So it was very emotional and deep. And that's when I started talking about the music production side, and then them wanting to bring me on as head of A&R for the wine company. I knew that there was something that needed to be attached. There was something that needed to be said without words that was a deeper, and I guess it's only as deep as you think about it. It's not that deep to me. It was apparent. To other people, they're like, oh, wow, that's kind of deep. How did you come up with that? Well, it was
It's
obvious.
just part
for
of
me.
you.
Sure. And then they all tied together, so that whenever you said when I started seeing music in color, it was like retroactive. And I'm like, wow, here's my first lyric sheet where I had my scratches and stuff. And I had written purple, blues, silvers, a little bit of white. And I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it now. And it all resonated, and it just came full spectrum.
Amazing.
Ronnie, Meisner Park, get your Feel Back concert, and you'll buy a ticket, and you get a bottle of your wine, and we put somebody on the stage, and you have people actually drinking and listening to the vibes of what's going on, because you have to switch overs and everything else. I'm going to tell you something. It's a scary thought, because you'll be surprised at how many people want to feel good right now.
They really do need to. We need to help people. That's kind of what our gig is to help people to begin to break out of the nonsense, the brainwashing, the programming, to get out of it and get free. Free within yourself. That's what needs to happen.
Ronnie doesn't know. I have 4 people have told me, whose year is it?
It's the year for Freddie. It's Freddie's year to grow and expand.
I agree.
And I'm
go.
looking at the key to turn the door, because people
He's
want
a
to
1,
feel.
so it's a new year, new you.
New me.
Maybe new hair too.
Maybe. I don't care about that. But I would love a ticket with a bottle of wine at a concert at Meisner. I want 5,000. I mean, you think about the numbers here, about coming out feeling good. And I got to tell you something, all kidding aside, you got to order this guy's wine. This is good, but that's great. I'm just being honest.
Agreed.
I never lie to them.
No,
I never lie. I'm being honest.
We're always straight up. Listen, the price point, sorry guys,
We want
I didn't
complete
imagine.
honesty. There's nothing wrong with saying that you like me better, and nothing wrong with you
I
saying
like
you
your
like my
wine
wine
better. I don't know if I like you better, but I like your wine better. Your wine is spectacular.
I gotta soak it up as much as I can, because I don't get a lot of compliments. So it's all
Really?
right. No, I'm being sorry.
What's
I'm
the
just
number 1 wine? But I can see why. Good stuff.
I
No,
agree.
I've been blessed. It just, here's another time. Ready? How cool is it that since I started this music industry, in the music industry, not only did I get signed to a label that was owned by the same people who offered my father a record deal like 25 years prior. That's the first thing. And then second, this wine is made from the same region that my ancestors are from.
I can see why.
That's wild. That's
I can
really
see
wild.
Of all of the things that could have merchandise-wise or song-wise or artist-wise and things like that, somebody asked me to be on a bottle of wine, and the option was Italy or Austria. And I said, well, of course I got to go with Italian. And then when I found out where the vineyard was and what the name of the wine was, that's you know, the Chicos are from Abruzzo, Italy.
I can tell you, the
Argento,
wine is
specifically.
spectacular.
You're going to love it.
Spectacular. What's the website?
SonarWinesAmerica.com.
And what's your bottle?
It's the Ronnie DiCicco Vegas Rain Montepulciano d'Abruzzo.
Get it. All of that. Get it. Guarantee you're going to be very happy with it.
Tutta finita.
Spectacular. I'm even thinking we contact Amy Minty. You know, all her books about Vegas. But
That's a good idea,
Oh,
too.
yeah, Amy Minty.
it's a good pairing. Do you know Amy?
No.
It's a good pairing, though.
It's a good, you know, we got some contacts in,
kind of a good
we got
pairing.
contacts in
She
California.
wrote all her books
We got
about Vegas and
we got contacts in Hawaii.
I'll
We
be
got
here
contacts
tomorrow.
in Vegas. But this guy's wine, I'm going to tell you something. I want to work a concert where everybody buys
I
on
think
their
that's a
ticket,
great
they get a bottle
idea.
of wine.
But you know what I love even
can't
more than
listen.
the wine and
You
the
have to understand
stories is
something.
he's in gratitude of where his space is. And he's connected and he feels that this is not just about let me throw music out, let me
No.
do what I
It's
got
not
to do to
about
get
money
people. It's not
at
about
all.
that. You're connected and you love and you're passionate about what you do.
Well, the music's not even available to be
And you are helping
sold anywhere. So
you are helping people get into the music industry in a safe way. So that is a win-win.
We got to work with Ronnie.
Yeah.
So that's the same.
For sure.
Got to work with Ronnie.
yeah, it's all.
Agreed.
I mean, you know, for everything that's kind of happened to me, or like I tell other people, what hasn't happened to me, I've been blessed to know not only what to do, but also what not to do. But I'm also, you learn everything. You learn every day, constantly learning. So I don't know everything about anything, but you're constantly learning. And I've been fortunate to be a part of other things like I do awareness for human trafficking, sex trafficking, domestic violence. We've done charity work with the female Olympic boxing team.
We got a few people in that
So-
business, though.
Yeah, so you have to do those things, but you do it for the right reasons. And I don't even, that's probably not even, I don't think I've ever even told anybody that on, like, publicly. I don't know why I spelled that out, because I don't like to let people know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, only because just, you know, if people know, then sometimes that stuff is I have a cousin who's a surviving victim. And so when people hear that, sometimes they're hesitant on saying anything because they don't want anybody to know, or it could, you know, lead to something that they're not comfortable with or whatever. But it's just more, I do it on an underground basis with some law enforcement. Like I'm on the missing persons department in Metro in Vegas. So if like there were two people that were missing one time in the music industry, and then one in the adult industry, I helped find one of them. I was
Ronnie,
blessed.
there ain't enough
But,
of you to go around, so never ever hesitate. In this place, everything is open. We've had people on with the abuse and everything else, kids missing. We are all on board to this thing, and the only way to make a difference is to make some noise. So don't ever
Open your
worry
mouth.
about saying anything on here. What do you got?
Open your mouth. Talk.
That's right.
Say
because that's the only
something.
way to save
You see something,
somebody else.
say something.
That's right. I love it. I love
Sonar
it.
Wines America. Faye, thank you so much.
Oh my
Thank you
God.
so much for coming in, Ronnie.
Thank you.
And we'll
guys
see you
for-
tomorrow, Ronnie.
I'm glad I
Thank
got to
you.
come back.
Under a different circus nest.
After
But
chaos.
I'm telling you, you guys think I know I was joking, but I was literally like, I don't understand. Because it's just, again, Kendra, she's like, yeah, bring the wine and come down. So I'm just thinking, okay, well, she has us all set up.
It's a different environment.
Yeah, and so it was cool because, like I said, the country guy, he was busting chops, and then I got buzzed because I did a shot of somebody's alcohol, and then there was liquor in the donuts, and I had two of those.
Yes,
Yeah, it was
that's
fun.
what you call a networking party. But this is normally what we do.
Oh, this is awesome.
We close the setup, and we don't have a whole bunch of stuff going on. But I got to tell you, this guy, the wine is fantastic. And if you want to get in contact with him to do something, do it as well.
SonarWinesAmerica.com. I'm telling you, they're all spectacular. Just find the one that resonates with you, and for $16 to $18, you can try them all. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Faith,
Plus
thank
shipping
you.
and handling.
You are
Ronnie,
so welcome.
Thank you so much. More
My
fun.
pleasure.
You're gonna be joining us
You guys,
tomorrow.
Thank you very much for having me.
Everyone. It's a tough job, but you know what?
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody
There you go.
We'll see you tonight, 7 o'clock. Tell us your biz. Join us live on WWNN. 7:30, Jordana Foster, Ready, Set, Go Beyond. At 6 o'clock, Marcia Teal with Caregivers
Solutions Info.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
And don't be late.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save it. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors. Just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that gleams across my body. Wish you could unfreeze my heart.